According to sources, Kim Kardashian is reportedly fed up with her sister Khloe's behavior. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. It's not always easy bouncing back after a rough relationship, especially when the memories of it keep popping up at every turn. That's the case for Khloe Kardashian, who has spent a lot of time lately just keeping to herself. While some might call it self-care, her sister Kim Kardashian reportedly has a different opinion. According to those close to the famous family, Kim is tired of watching Khloe stay home night after night, especially when she could be out enjoying life and meeting new people. And it's not just Kim who feels this way. Kris Jenner, their mom and the mastermind behind so many of their public appearances, apparently agrees that it's time for Khloe to get back out there. Lately, Khloe has been sticking to quiet nights at home. Once her kids are asleep, she likes to relax, maybe watch a show, and sip on a little wine. It's her way of recharging, especially after everything she's been through. But her family believes this behavior is more about hiding away than actually healing. They think she's holding on to the past, especially her long and complicated history with Tristan Thompson, and that staying in is just another way of avoiding the next step. So, Kim took matters into her own hands. She reportedly made sure Khloe was on the guest list for one of the most exclusive parties of the summer, the famous 4th of July bash in the Hamptons hosted by billionaire Michael Rubin. It wasn't just a random party. This was the kind of place where celebrities, athletes, and the most well-connected people in entertainment gather for one unforgettable night. And Kim didn't just invite Khloe, she basically dragged her there to make sure she showed up. According to people who were there and others who know the Kardashians well, Kim had one main goal: to snap her sister out of her funk. And it looks like it worked. Once at the party, both Kim and Khloe had a great time. They laughed, danced, and didn't shy away from talking to some of the most attractive and famous men in the room. Sources say they were getting attention left and right, despite being surrounded by supermodels and other stunning guests. For Khloe, who had been keeping a low profile, it was a huge change, and a much-needed one. To understand why this night mattered so much, it helps to look back at what Khloe has been through. She and Tristan Thompson started dating in 2016, and by 2018 they welcomed their daughter, True. Things seemed to be going well for a while, but then everything started falling apart. Tristan was involved in multiple cheating scandals, and although Khloe forgave him several times, the trust was never the same. The relationship became a cycle of breakups and makeups, and eventually, Khloe had enough. In 2021, she made the decision to stop trying. Even though they now co-parent their children, the romance is over. She clarified that she was already done with Tristan by the time their son, Tatum, was born via surrogate. It's been over 2 years since then, and during that time, Khloe has chosen not to date anyone. She said in an episode of their show that once her kids are in bed, that's her time, and she doesn't want to share it with anyone. But despite how firm she sounded on the show, it appears that things might be shifting. Being around people again, especially in a lively and energetic setting like that party, gave her something she hadn't felt in a while: confidence. Sources said that the attention she got that night made her feel attractive again. It reminded her that she's still got it, and that there's a whole world out there beyond her past. The night turned out to be more than just a party. It was a reminder to both sisters of who they are and the lives they can still enjoy. Being flirted with, smiling with strangers, and hearing compliments from people who don't know her history, that's something Khloe needed. It didn't solve everything, but it sparked something new. A little joy, a little fun, and perhaps the start of a new chapter. And the party wasn't just a casual gathering. This was the kind of event where you might find yourself chatting with people like Tom Brady, Drake, or even Leonardo DiCaprio. The guest list read like the cover of a magazine, and being included in that kind of crowd reminded Kim and Khloe that they're still at the top of their game. Being surrounded by successful, charming, and high-profile men made the whole night feel like a scene from a movie, and one that Khloe hadn't starred in for a while. The party helped the sisters reconnect with the exciting side of life they've both been missing. After that night, Insiders say that Khloe didn't just go back to her quiet routine. Instead, she started doing more, showing up to more events, and even flying to India with Kim to attend one of the most talked about weddings of the year, the union of Anant Ambani and Radhika Merchant. It was a lavish, world-class celebration with people from every corner of fame and fortune. After the trip, fans noticed that Khloe had also started to post more on social media. While she didn't come out and say she was back on the dating scene, her energy seemed lighter. Her photos looked more vibrant. Her messages seemed a bit more open. There's something about stepping back into the spotlight, even if just a little, that can remind someone of their own strength. And it looks like that's exactly what's happening with Khloe. As for Kim, she's always been someone who believes in showing up and living large. But even she seemed to get something meaningful from that night. Spending time with Khloe, watching her sister smile and enjoy herself again, was something that mattered. The Kardashian family has been through a lot together, but this was one of those moments that reminded them why they always pull each other out of the dark. People close to the family say the party was a turning point. Kim and Khloe aren't just sitting at home anymore. They're out again. They're traveling. They're laughing. They're living. And while no one's saying Khloe is jumping into a relationship anytime soon, the door is no longer closed. The idea of meeting someone new doesn't feel so impossible anymore. And that alone is a big step. Even though Khloe has made it clear in the past that she values her time alone and doesn't want to share her space, it seems she's learning how to balance both. She can still have quiet moments at home but also enjoy the kind of adventures that make life fun again. And maybe, just maybe, she's starting to believe that she deserves both. The world has watched Khloe go through heartbreak, make tough choices, and hold her head high through it all. Now, it seems she's entering a new phase, one where she doesn't have to be defined by her past, and where her future is completely open. Whether she decides to date again or just keep growing on her own, she's clearly finding her spark again. And as for Kim, she's always been known for pushing the people she loves out of their comfort zones. This time, she did exactly that, and it made a difference. Whether it was dancing under the stars in the Hamptons or mingling with some of the most recognizable names in the world, that one night reminded both sisters what it feels like to be alive, confident, and ready for whatever comes next. There's no telling what Khloe will do from here. Maybe she'll go on dates. Maybe she'll focus on herself and her kids. Maybe both. But what's certain is this: she's no longer hiding. She's stepping back into the world, and this time, she's doing it on her own terms, with her sister right beside her, cheering her on. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.